Shockwaves spread across the Middle East when Iran announced a sweeping strike on one of the most critical American military installations in the region, the sprawling Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Iranian forces claimed they had launched a precise missile barrage targeting the base's command centers, runways, and vital infrastructure, signaling a new chapter in the escalating tensions between Tehran and Washington. According to Iranian state media, multiple surface-to-surface and ballistic missiles successfully reached their intended targets, demonstrating what Iranian commanders described as unprecedented capability to strike deep into the heart of American military presence in the Gulf. Iranian military officials stated that the operation was both strategic and symbolic, sending a direct message to U.S. policymakers and military leadership alike. Iranian outlets reported that the attack involved a combination of guided missiles and drone support, executed with remarkable coordination and timing. The operation proves that no U.S. base in the region is beyond the reach of Iranian precision strikes, Iranian state television reported. Before we go deeper into what Iran claims happened during this attack, how the missiles reportedly struck Al-Udeid, and what U.S. officials are now saying about the extent of the damage, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. According to Iranian officials, the strike on Udeid Air Base was meticulously planned and executed. Iranian commanders stated that the operation involved multiple ballistic missiles launched from strategic positions along the Gulf coastline, supplemented by armed drones providing real-time targeting intelligence. The missiles reportedly targeted command and control facilities, radar installations, fuel depots, and munitions storage areas. Iranian state television emphasized that no ordinary military assets were left untouched, portraying the attack as a decisive blow against American operational capability in the region. The precision and scale of this strike sends a clear message, an Iranian military spokesperson declared, according to reports cited by Iranian state media. It demonstrates the reach of Iran's strategic capabilities and underscores the vulnerability of USS installations that continue to threaten our sovereignty. Iranian outlets described the strike as a direct response to what Tehran referred to as ongoing provocations by U.S. forces in the Gulf and across the broader Middle East. Officials claimed that intelligence had identified specific operational nodes within Al-Udeid that coordinated regional military campaigns, making them legitimate targets in the eyes of Iranian strategists. Statements released by Iranian military spokesmen suggested that the strike was not only about immediate tactical impact, but also carried a symbolic message. According to Iranian state television, the operation was designed to demonstrate to both domestic and international audiences that Tehran could inflict substantial damage on even the most fortified American bases in the Gulf. Regional analysts speaking to international media noted that the Iranian narrative framed the strike as both a strategic and psychological operation. By claiming to hit command centers and radar systems, Iran positioned the strike as a demonstration of capability that could influence U.S. planning, force deployments, and regional diplomacy. Military commanders described the strike as an expression of Iranian deterrence policy. According to Iranian state media, the missiles targeted key infrastructure, leaving a clear record that Iran could challenge U.S. operational dominance without directly entering a prolonged conventional conflict. The symbolic weight of striking Al-Udeid, a base long considered untouchable, was repeatedly emphasized in reports from Tehran, framing the operation as both a warning and a strategic recalibration. Al-Udeid Air Base is located approximately 15 kilometers southwest of Doha, Qatar's capital, and has long been considered the crown jewel of U.S. military presence in the Gulf. Hosting an estimated 10,000 U.S. personnel, along with significant allied forces, the base functions as the central hub for air operations, intelligence coordination, and logistical support across the region. The importance of Al-Udeid cannot be overstated. According to Pentagon sources, the base houses command and control centers that oversee U.S. drone operations in Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan, as well as air campaign planning against regional adversaries. It also contains extensive munitions storage facilities, fuel depots, and advanced radar installations that provide early warning and defense coverage for U.S. operations across the Gulf. Military analysts have long warned that Al Udeid would be among the first targets in any regional escalation. Its significance as a forward operating hub makes it both strategically vital and highly symbolic. One regional defense analyst told international media, damaging or disrupting operations at Al Udeid has ripple effects far beyond Qatar, affecting missions and command networks across the Middle East. Statements from Iranian outlets emphasized that their strike was designed to hit the base's nerve centers. According to Iranian state media, the missiles specifically targeted areas that coordinate intelligence collection, air operations, and rapid response units, amplifying both the practical and psychological impact. Whether Al Udeid sustains physical damage or merely faces disruption, the base's centrality in U.S. military planning ensures that any reported strike will be scrutinized closely by allies and adversaries alike. The global community watches closely as the significance of this location magnifies the stakes of the Iranian narrative. Embedded CTA, before we continue with how the United States has responded to these claims and what analysts are saying about what really happened, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. And the United States began to respond. American defense officials confirmed that missiles had indeed been launched toward Al Udeid Air Base. However, their description of the event differed sharply from the Iranian narrative. According to Pentagon sources, U.S. defensive systems successfully intercepted several of the incoming missiles, and while some debris fell within the perimeter of the base, the installation remained fully operational. A Pentagon statement noted missiles were detected and countered by integrated air defense systems. While there was some limited debris, no critical infrastructure was compromised and base operations continue without interruption. American officials emphasized that personnel and strategic assets were not at risk, and no casualties were reported. This stark difference between the two narratives immediately sparked debate across the global security community. On one side, Iranian state media presented a vision of overwhelming tactical success, framing the strike as a dramatic demonstration of military capability. On the other, U.S. defense authorities insisted that the missile strike was largely neutralized, portraying Iran's account as exaggerated or propagandistic. Regional analysts observing the event noted that both narratives serve strategic purposes. According to sources speaking to international media, Iran's portrayal reinforces domestic and regional influence, while the U.S. narrative emphasizes military readiness and deters perceived escalation. The tension between these accounts keeps both sides credible in the eyes of different audiences, creating a narrative stalemate that intensifies geopolitical uncertainty. Military analysts immediately began assessing the broader implications of the strike. If Iranian claims are accurate, the attack signals an alarming escalation in the Gulf, demonstrating Tehran's ability to target heavily fortified U.S. installations with precision strikes. Even if the U.S. narrative of minimal damage is correct, the very act of launching missiles at Al Udeid underscores the heightened risk of miscalculation and unintended escalation. According to defense experts, the attack fits within a broader escalation ladder involving proxy engagements, drone operations, and retaliatory measures between Iran, the United States, and allied forces. Each incident contributes to a cycle of tension, with the potential for rapid escalation if either side misinterprets the intent or effectiveness of the strike. Energy markets responded immediately to news of the strike. Regional analysts reported a spike in oil prices, reflecting concerns about Gulf stability and the potential for disruption to global energy supply chains. According to international market observers, even symbolic attacks on key U.S. bases in the Gulf can have outsized economic and political effects, affecting everything from shipping routes to regional diplomacy. The competing narratives further complicate the situation. Analysts suggest that by presenting conflicting accounts, both Iran and the United States aim to influence international opinion, project strength, and control the perception of capability. Iranian state media portrays strategic reach and deterrence, while U.S. officials emphasize resilience and operational control. Each narrative is designed to shape the response of allies, adversaries, and domestic audiences alike. International pressure for de-escalation is mounting. Diplomatic sources speaking to global media warn that continued strikes or retaliatory measures could destabilize the Gulf region, drawing in additional actors and amplifying the humanitarian and economic stakes. Military strategists stress the importance of measured responses to prevent a spiral into broader conflict. In summary, the two competing truths stand in stark contrast. Iran claims that multiple missiles struck Al Udeid Air Base, causing significant damage to command centers, radar systems, and critical infrastructure. The United States insists that while missiles were launched, their defenses were successful, the base remains operational, and any damage was limited. Between those two narratives lies a complex reality. With both sides carefully managing perception, influence, and strategic messaging, some experts warn that incidents like this can easily spiral into broader conflict if miscalculation occurs. Others suggest that both sides may attempt to contain the escalation using strategic communicate, ion diplomatic channels, and carefully calibrated military posture to prevent further confrontation. What is clear is that the missile strike on Al Udeid has already become one of the most dramatic moments in the unfolding geopolitical tensions in the Gulf. Military analysts stress that even the perception of vulnerability at such a central U.S. installation could influence decision-making, operational readiness, and regional alliances in the coming weeks. The world watches closely as the story develops. Whether Iran continues its campaign of strategic strikes or the United States reinforces its defenses and deters future attacks, one thing is certain: the events at Al Udeid Air Base have fundamentally altered the calculus of power in the Gulf. Stay tuned for further updates as this developing story continues to reshape the geopolitical landscape of the region.